One key issue which the National Executive Committee focused on was the National Health Insurance, NHI. The NEC noted progress towards implementation of the National Health Insurance. It is a critical step towards universal health coverage and our constitutional mandate of access to quality health for all. It also received an update on implementation of the Presidential Health Compact on improvements in the public and private healthcare systems. The National Executive Committee noted the report of the Competitions Commission, as we have said, on health market investigations. It is also recalled the recent UN Declaration on Universal Health Coverage, which reaffirmed global humanity commitment through Sustainable Development Goals to, I quote, the right of every human being to the enjoyment of the highest attainable standard of physical and mental health without distinctions of any kind, close quote. The National Executive Committee resolved to strengthen mass mobilization of ANC structures, the Alliance, and all progressive forces and communities in support of the NHI to educate members and society on NHI. It expressed its support for the million signature campaign by the South African Communist Party and will join forces with the Congress Alliance and MDM forces in social mobilization programs for submissions to Parliament in support of the NHI bill. The National Executive Committee further mandated the National Working Committee to finalize and submit the ANC written submission on the NHI bill to Parliament before the deadline. Our priority areas include the restructuring of Eskom and dealing with Eskom's unsustainable financial position and tackling the poor financial position of Eskom, SAA, Denel, and other state-owned companies. It was agreed that the long-standing ANC policy with respect to strategic equity partners in various state-owned companies and consideration will be given to models of worker and social ownership. In the wake of weak growth, there is a renewed appreciation by the National Executive Committee of the roles of the private sector and labor as key partners for growth. We also welcome the initiatives by the President and government to build social compacts based on a common commitment to enhance the general economic welfare of the nation. And on migration and violence against foreign nationals and South Africans, the National Executive Committee received a report from Peace and Stability on recent criminal violence against foreign nationals as well as South Africans. And the meeting endorsed the measures undertaken by government to ensure an increase in visible policing and strong law enforcement in all areas affected by violence and lawlessness, to strengthen the border management and to engage with African Union and other multilateral institutions on migration matters. One of the things we have discussed is that the day of action to end the global sanctions against Zimbabwe. The South African liberation movements met in September 2019 and adopted a day of action to call for an end to global sanctions against Zimbabwe, our neighbor. The Day of Solidarity will be on the 25th of October 2019, and all ANC and alliance structures are requested to mobilize activities on this day. It will happen throughout SADC. And the National Executive Committee expressed its abhorrence and condemnation of all forms of abuse, intolerance, and violence against women and children. The ANC will develop and implement a comprehensive program against gender-based violence throughout all its structures, and the meeting also agreed that the ANC structure will strengthen community safety forums and educate our people on the serious cause of rape, assault, and violence in society. And we have also agreed to implement our drug master plan as national government. The National Executive Committee further agreed with the commitment of government to strengthen the whole criminal justice system to clear the backlog of gender-based violence-related costs and ensure successful prosecutions going forward. And we are aware that government has set almost $1 billion aside, and we have actually commended government for such an action. The ANC will engage its members and structures on the underlying causes and attitudes that lead to gender-based violence, particularly amongst its male members, so that we address root causes. South African men must understand that they do not own women. They are partners, wives, sisters, daughters, or any other women.